Welcome, architects. Today, we are diving deep into Scenario 2 of the Claude Certified Architect Foundations exam, Code Generation with Claude Code. Let's get started and elevate your development workflows. Let's begin by understanding what Scenario 2 actually tests. This scenario is all about configuring Claude Code to fit seamlessly into a professional development team workflow. We are moving beyond basic chat prompts into true agentic coding. You will learn the basics of setting up your environment, choosing the right execution modes, and extending Claude's capabilities. Why is this critical? Because out of the box, Claude is a generalist. By properly structuring your workspace, you transform Claude into a highly specialized senior engineer that automatically follows your team's specific architectural patterns and standards. Looking at this flowchart, you can see the four main pillars of Scenario 2. At the top, we start with Claude.md configuration, which acts as the foundation of your project's memory. Moving down, we evaluate execution modes to dictate how Claude approaches tasks. Then, we expand capabilities through custom skills and commands. Finally, everything feeds into iterative refinement and TDD, ensuring the code we generate is robust and production-ready. Now, let's examine the Claude.md configuration hierarchy, a heavily tested concept. You have three layers. First is the user-level file in your home directory. This is for your personal preferences like terminal colors or Vim bindings. Never commit this to your repo. Second is the project-level file, which lives in the .claude folder. This holds shared team standards like linting rules and is committed to Git. Third is the directory-level configuration for module-specific rules. For a deep dive, instead of a massive monolithic file, use the @import syntax and place modular rules in the .claude/rules directory. You can use glob patterns to apply specific rules only when editing matching files, keeping Claude's context window clean. This diagram visually breaks down the three configuration layers. Notice how the user level branches off exclusively for personal settings, totally isolated from the rest of the team. The project level establishes the baseline team standards, while the directory level drills down into module-scoped rules. The precedence flows from the bottom up. More specific directory rules will override general project rules, and project rules override user preferences. Moving on to execution modes. Knowing when to use plan mode versus direct execution is a critical architectural decision. Plan mode forces Claude to act like a senior architect. It reads your files, gathers context, and proposes a step-by-step strategy before modifying a single line of code. You must use plan mode for complex, multi-file architectural changes where mistakes are expensive. Conversely, direct execution is for quick, well-defined tasks. If you just need to fix a typo or add a quick log statement to a single file, plan mode introduces unnecessary overhead. For the exam, always align the complexity of the task with the appropriate execution mode. This decision tree represents exactly how you should approach tasks. When assessing task complexity at the top node, simple and single-file tasks route immediately to direct execution for quick fixes. If the task is complex or spans multiple files, it routes to plan mode. Here, Claude explores the codebase, generates a comprehensive plan, and allows you to approve it before executing safely. It's all about mitigating risk. Next, let's differentiate between custom commands and agent skills. Commands are simple /shortcuts, like /test, that execute in your main conversation window. They are great, but can pollute your context window with exploration noise. Skills, on the other hand, are designed for complex, reusable workflows. By using a skill.md file, you can utilize YAML formatter to set context fork. This is a game changer. It isolates the skill's execution from your main session, saving precious tokens. Furthermore, you can use the Allowed Tools field to restrict what the skill can do. For example, a code review skill should only have access to read and grep tools, ensuring it cannot accidentally overwrite your files. This comparison chart highlights the distinct boundaries between commands and skills. The top path shows custom commands, which dump their output directly into your main context and have unrestricted tool access. The bottom path illustrates agent skills. Notice how skills branch into isolated context fork and restricted allowed tools. This visual reinforces that for complex, secure, and context-heavy operations, skills are the superior architectural choice. Even with perfect configurations, your first output might need tweaking. This is where iterative refinement and the test-driven development, TDD, pattern come in. Never use vague prompts like, "make it better." Instead, provide concrete input-output examples. The optimal approach is the TDD cycle. First, instruct Claude to write a failing test based on requirements. Run it. Then, have Claude implement the code to pass the test. This gives the agent a verifiable, objective goal. A crucial exam tip and deep dive point: never ask Claude to review its own code in the same session it generated it. The agent retains its reasoning context, leading to confirmation bias. Always spin up a fresh session or subagent for code review. Here we see the classic TDD loop applied to AI generation. We start at step 1 by defining the goal via a failing test. We verify it fails at step 2. Then in step 3, Claude implements the solution. Step 4 proves the code works when the test passes. Finally, step 5 allows for safe refactoring. This continuous loop ensures Claude's outputs are strictly grounded in verifiable success criteria. Let's apply these concepts to a real-world, highly critical use case: refactoring a monolithic application into microservices. If you just ask Claude to split this into microservices using direct execution, you will end up with broken dependencies across 45+ files. Instead, you activate plan mode. Claude reads the entire codebase, maps the dependencies, and proposes a step-by-step strategy. To prevent the massive amount of file reading from exhausting your context window, you invoke a custom refactoring skill configured with context fork. This isolates the noisy exploration. Once the plan is approved, Claude executes it sequentially. This ensures a complex, risky migration is handled safely, predictably, and with zero context pollution. This sequence diagram maps the exact interactions for our real-world use case. The developer initiates plan mode. Claude interacts with the files to explore dependencies, keeping this noise isolated. Claude then returns a structured proposal to the developer. Only after explicit human approval does Claude move forward to execute the file changes. It perfectly visualizes safe, human-in-the-loop agentic orchestration. Let's summarize with the core anti-patterns you must avoid. Do not put personal preferences, like your dark mode theme, into the shared project-level claude.md file. Do not waste time and tokens using plan mode for simple typo fixes. And most importantly, avoid same-session self-reviews to prevent confirmation bias. Always use modular rules, context forking for heavy skills, and the TDD loop for verifiable generation. Mastering these principles guarantees you will build reliable, enterprise-grade AI workflows. To master the rest of the domains and ace your exam, I invite you to like, subscribe, and visit quicktechie.com for premium certification prep, including extensive Q&A banks, full ebooks, audiobooks, full-length training, and comprehensive interview guides. Happy architecting! Our final diagram draws a hard line between best practices on the left and anti-patterns on the right. Stick to modular rules, forked contexts, and TDD. Steer clear of mixing personal configs, over-engineering simple tasks with plan mode, and relying on same-session self-reviews. Internalize this chart, and you are well on your way to passing the Claude Certified Architect Foundations exam.
Welcome to quicktechie.com. So just type in quicktechie.com here. Then you can go through the material which is provided by quicktechie. So we have first of all video courses which you can go here and you can find the various video courses across the technologies as well as finance domain. So if you see in Microsoft, we have 8 programs currently running. Next, you can go through the ebooks available. So all the ebooks which are in PDF format today, and you can download this. So let me go through Microsoft certification ebooks. You can click on any of this and you can see this is the PDF available for you to download. So these are the premium ebook mostly available on quicktechie.com platform only. Now the second part is exam simulator. As we primarily focus on the all technology companies and finance domain certification preparation material, so this is company wide listed here and you can go through this. So let me go through the Microsoft one again. You can see these are all Microsoft related certification. AB 730 exam, if you open it, so you can see here this, and all the practice papers are available here. Today we have a 5 practice paper. So click on the first practice paper, it would load the questions. You can answer this question. This is way you can answer it and you can move to the next question. Now the third material we wanted to highlight is an audiobook. So we started recently with the audiobooks as well, which you can listen on the go, and various technology wise ebooks are available. And at the last, this is our alumni. These people who are subscribing to our courses and this platform, they are all listed here. And at the end, I wanted to tell you, if you find any course or training or certification preparation material which you want to get us prepare for yourself, please put on the comment section. If you're watching on YouTube, on Udemy, or on this platform itself, quicktechie.com, then please put the comment, or you can even send an email to using this contact us options here. You can directly do the WhatsApp message. You can call us on this numbers as well.